I bought my first Steam Deck 2 years ago in April. I paid $700 to a scalper from a different country for the base 64 gig model. Now that is ill-advised to say the least. But even though I overpaid, and then some, my first and only thought as I was using it was, oh my god, this thing is worth well over $1,000. I was blown away. It was by no means perfect, but the things I wanted it to do, it did them spectacularly. And now you can get that exact same device for half as much money, if not even less. That is mind-blowing. It is a bit outdated. Sure, its screen is 60 Hz, there's no VRR, it's an IPS panel and not an impressive one either, but you know what? It's still absolutely amazing. It runs most games perfectly fine, and emulation on this thing is an absolute blast. Like, there is a surprisingly small number of things you can actually complain about, especially given the asking price. It's well built, it smells amazing, and ergonomically this thing is out of this world. Like, it is head and shoulders better than everything else, which doesn't really make sense because it's so wide and heavy and unwieldy and just like humongous. But in the hand, it feels exceptional, just like chef kiss. And with just the tiniest bit of tinkering, you get almost anything to run reasonably well. And because it has not one but two trackpads, you can actually play games other devices simply can't support control-wise. And we tech people, we tend to get hyper-focused on the latest and greatest things for two very specific reasons. First of all, newer often, if not always, means better. And second of all, OEMs move incredibly fast. They pump out one device and boom, they're off designing the next. And so whoever bought the first thing is essentially in many ways a beta tester. But that's not what Valve did, not in the slightest. The Steam Deck is now so much more complete and feature-rich and malleable than it ever was, and that's partly because of Valve's dedication to it, sure, but also due to the staggering number of third-party developers who adore this thing to an unhealthy degree. And frankly, they have every reason to love it as much as they do. It's absolutely amazing. I've been running Windows on my Steam Deck for about a year now, and it's been rock solid, like confusingly good. It's way more consistent and reliable than my Ally, which should not be the case whatsoever. Like, that is unacceptable, and yet it's true. You just have to download a few third-party apps and it's basically it. Apps which will give you the kind of level of control devices like these are so well known for. Like, that's all you need, literally. And the most surprising thing is that even in Windows, it actually has a functioning sleep state. Unlike the ROG Ally, which tends to bug out a lot more often than what can be deemed acceptable given what it costs. ASUS? Take notes. It is so good and consistent and well-rounded, it should be illegal for Valve to sell it for as much as it does because it undercuts everyone else. When it comes to gaming, I have these two different states. The first one is the AAA mood. When I'm in that mood, I turn to my Xbox. For you, that might be a PC or a PlayStation 5 or whatever, really. Because there is no handheld gaming PC on the market that can handle games like Alan Wake 2 the way I want them to. The second state is the indie mood. I love playing games like Dave the Diver, Dredge, Darkest Dungeon, Disco Elysium. And for those titles, the OG Steam Deck is absolutely jaw-droppingly good. And so are the Legion Go and ROG Ally and Aya Neos and GPD Wins and whatever's, right? Like, they're great at those titles as well, but they also cost a lot more money. Like, a lot. And so it really hinges around which kind of games you want to play. Like, if you're really demanding, if you want to play AAA games, like, yeah, the OG Steam Deck will not deliver the performance you want and need. But you really need to think twice, in my opinion, whether the ROG Ally and the Legion Go and devices like them are actually worth the asking price. Like $600 plus. Like the MSI Claw retails for like $1 billion and it's worse than everything else. Like, is it really worth it? No, it is not at all whatsoever. I honestly think that people, don't kill me, this is an opinion, I have it, don't kill me, lower your pitchforks down, thank you, please, thank you, gracias. I think that people are rightfully enamored with the Z1 Extreme. Like, it is a really good APU, like at higher wattages, what it can deliver is mind-blowing, that's a fact. But just because that APU is really, really, really good, doesn't mean that the custom one found in the Steam Deck is outdated and archaic and horrendous, because it is not. It is still absolutely amazing. The ROG Ally and Legion Go, they are much more powerful, that is a fact, but to give you that kind of performance, to fully harness their full potential, they have to draw twice as much power, in which case you're gonna get 60 to 90 minutes of battery life, which is not ideal. For some people, granted, their power is a tremendous boon, and for those folks, these devices, even though they're insanely expensive, are worth buying. But the OG Steam Deck offers a very comparable level of performance for much less money. So it's definitely worth buying and considering even in 2024, seemingly outdated though it is. You're also getting a gaming PC that can run both Linux and Windows in dual boot. Like for $300 to $350, there's no laptop on the market, on the face of the earth that can compete spec-wise. It's a 2-for-1 kind of deal, and what a deal it is, oh my god. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that the OG Steam Deck is the best handheld gaming PC on the market, because in many ways it is not. But it's nonetheless the best choice for a lot of people, and by far the cheapest. Those other devices will give you a lot more power, but also a lot less battery life, and odds are they're not as fleshed out as the Steam Deck is. And you might not even need that power depending on which games you play, so just keep that in mind. They also have better and faster and more beautiful displays, but once you shift this one to Vivid, it's really not that bad. Like out of the box by default, this one is horrendous, washed out as hell, just awful. With Vivid settings, it's really good, like nothing spectacular, but really good. Are those things and features and benefits and bells and whistles worth $300 plus over the OG Steam Deck? Yeah, that really depends on your needs, your preferences, and your budget, but objectively speaking, they're not. Even though they're amazing and phenomenal and nice to have, but they're not really worth that much money. So if you don't have a ton of cash to spend, the OG Steam Deck is arguably your best choice. Like, it's not the sexiest thing on the market nowadays. It doesn't have any unique selling feature at this point in time, but it's still incredibly good and solid and well-rounded. It has evolved so much over the last 2 years, it's insane, and it's definitely worth buying in 2024, and in 2025 for that matter. And it's also nowhere near as limiting as some people think it is. Like, I've been using it for Game Pass, for all sorts of game launchers, for emulation, for all different types of games for months and like years now, and it's been stellar, rock solid, consistent, reliable, amazing. Like, I have nothing to complain about whatsoever, and the fact that this thing costs $300 to $350, be it used or refurbished, that is, like, I cannot fathom that fact. It is the steal of the century. It also feels like there's a brand new handheld gaming PC coming out each and every single week, which on the one hand is really good for us consumers, but on the other, there's a very negative byproduct. And that is the fact that it makes you feel like the device you already have or the device you wanted to buy is no longer a worthwhile purchase, a sexy device, a capable device, and that's just not true. If I were buying a handheld gaming PC for the first time in 2024, that would without a doubt be the OG Steam Deck. What it offers for the asking price is out of this world. It is sensational. But I also have a gaming console. If you have a gaming PC or a gaming laptop or a really capable gaming system of any kind, the OG Steam Deck will deliver the portable gaming experience you want and maybe need. If you do not have a PC of some kind or whatever to play the really demanding games on, then you probably should go with an ROG Ally or a device like it, because in that case you do need a higher level of performance if you're into really demanding games, right? But the OG Steam Deck right now is without a doubt one of the best devices you can buy for less than $350. It is insanely good. And the fact that no one's really talking about it because it's no longer sexy, it kills me inside. Like, come on, people, this is so good for the money, that's insane. Like, forget the ROG Ally, forget the Buggy Legion Go, the Aya Neo Kun, the this, the that, like for $300, man, what? This thing is just, so good. So good, do not forget about it. Like, save your money if you do not need mind-blowing performance. Like, just, this is the thing to buy. So what do you think about the OG Steam Deck? Do you have one? Do you want one? If not, why not? If you have a question of some kind, use the comment section down below. I will be there. And I really hate to do this because this is the most cliche, the most quintessential YouTube thing, but if you would be so kind, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do anything you can, because even though it might seem insignificant, it helps out a ton. Thank you for watching.